All right, welcome back. So let's just get the perspective of former SSS operative, Mr. Abu Adams. He joins us on the line this morning. As you may have seen in some of the dailies now, that an FG town hall meeting appeared to have agreed on state police. They intend to table some of that neck today. Several reports indicate that. But what does that then mean? What should we expect? Is that going to have any immediate or perhaps future impacts on what is playing out at the moment? Well, those are some of the issues that we're going to pose right now to Mr. Adams. Good morning, and thank you for joining us on the program today.
Good morning. It's my pleasure to be with you this morning.
Well, yeah, having seen some of these developments as they are playing out in different states, as a matter of fact, regions too, coming up with their own security outfit. Should people see that as a glimmer of hope that if a town hall meeting did adopt it and possible presentation to NEC, who knows? How should people respond or react to that?
Well, the situation in the country, like we have said before, is so overwhelming to security agencies. Because if you look at every part of the country, there's hardly anywhere there is not an ongoing security challenge. But the most prominent for these bandits is the school kidnap. And the reason is obvious. They are looking at what they can do to make the greatest of the impact and make much more money out of it. However, we have advocated this before, and I'm repeating it again, that Nigerians, irrespective of our position, irrespective of our belief, irrespective of our political leanings, we have to come together at this point in time for us to get ourselves organized into, I don't want to use the word a fighting force, but into a proactive force on our own in collaboration with security agencies with the challenges that we are faced with now. And don't forget that the more vulnerable the society has become, and then unresponsive, the more the bandits, the terrorists are encouraged to attack us the more. And so that is the more reason why that we need to wake up and think out of the box and begin to do ordinarily what they think we cannot do, so that we can salvage ourselves from the present situation.
You know, these kidnaps happening in different parts of the country.
Yes.
I mean, the signs are already there. Today, we see the customs reporting that they seized several drums of explosives. Isn't this, if it hasn't already, going to spark off armed struggle? Because people will feel, look, we can't throw our hands up in the air and watch who knows who or what next that they will target for this bandits or criminal elements.
I think I agree with you that this can really throw up a kind of response from the society that might look as if we are all up in arms. But we cannot run away from it now because, like I said, what is the strength of our fighting forces, our law enforcement agents, the active ones that can deal with this situation? And don't also forget that most of them have had their manpower depleted over the years, from killings, from resignations, retirements, and all the like. And you can see the lukewarm approach to recruitment. You can see up to now we have not been able to conclude recruitments into the police force and some other organizations like that. So that is the more reason why that we need to get ourselves properly organized to work in support of the fighting forces. Or else, because the more the terrorists, the bandits, the kidnappers, whatever you call them, see that the society is vulnerable, the more they are tempted to do more. And like you said, up to now, we still have a lot of influx of illegal arms into our country. And don't even also forget that the incident in Chad, in fact, just before your call came in, I saw a video of some of the personalities, some Chadians that were already crossing in through Cameroon to come into Nigeria and so on and so forth. So there will be so much for us in the months to come, if not in the years to come, and we need to get up and think out of the box. But more importantly, the government and the fighting forces have to go back again to the drawing board so that we don't allow the present situation to overwhelm us. Look at the rate at which police stations are being attacked with ease, particularly in the southeast, and it's not good for us. Of recent too, in Niger State, the military camp was attacked by the bandits. And the sheer number with which these guys come out to operate, sometimes in their 50s and 100s, is something that the earlier we begin to take the war, and notwithstanding who are going to be the various collateral damage. If you look at the national damage vis-a-vis the collateral damage of any operation, I think we need to do, to wake up more than we are doing now.
Well, Mr. Adams, I just want to find out from you, when the DSS collects intelligence and they have certain information, who should be acting on that information and how? I ask against the backdrop of what happened in Imo State and a number of states in the southeast, where we understand that intelligence reports were given well ahead of time, before the attacks, and yet that kind of thing still happens. So if we have actionable intelligence and action is not taken, then where are we?
Thank you very much. You see, in the service, when I use the service, I mean the SSS, when you have credible intelligence that are actionable, first and foremost, you send that intelligence to the agency that are supposed to act upon it with a view to neutralizing the threat. Because most of the intelligence you are having is either to neutralize threat, or to formulate a policy that will advance good governance or prevent any such threat in the future. So first and foremost, you send that report to that intelligence to the organization. If it is something that the police will act upon, for instance, the state director in a particular state command will write that report to the agency, to the police. If it is the military, they will send it to the military. But they will also send that report to their own national headquarters that this is what is about happening, because the national headquarters also have a link with the hierarchy of the organization you are sending reports to, so that they can see that you have done what you are supposed to do. But you see, you don't have an enforcement power to force them to do what you want them, what is contained in your intelligence report. This is what happens all over the world. And that is why sometimes you would have written a report to whatever agency you would have informed, for instance, the state government to do certain things, and they did not do it. You don't have any power to force them to do it, because your role is kind of advisory. More so that you don't have enforcement powers on your own to go and do certain things. So, but these are things that people don't know. They think you are not doing anything. And because it's a service that should not be going on air to be telling people what it does or what has not been done, ordinarily they will keep quiet, maybe until the thing gets blown out and they begin to explain themselves. So
all right,
that is the strategy.
Okay, well, we do thank you very much indeed for your perspectives this morning. Well, back in a moment, we still have a lot more ground to cover, so don't go away.